Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, to the first ever episode of The Keel Show. Your host, Alex Keel, with my good friend and brother, sadly, Tyler Keel. Today we are talking...
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to another episode of the Keel Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Alex Keel. Alongside me, the inside of the insiders, Tyler Keel.
Hello, everybody.
And we have a great episode lined up for you today.
Sunday Fun Day.
Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the premiere of the live show. This is The Keel Show. I am your host, Alex Keel. Alongside me, the inside of the insiders, a.k.a. the guy who has been very anxious and very hyped for this moment, Tyler Keel.
I've only been panicking for probably the last half hour, so if this looks good, thank you all for watching. If this looks bad, well, I mean, yeah, that's how it'll go. Wow. That was a lot. That was we've been doing this show, Alex.
I'm going to cry.
I
Told myself I wasn't going to.
told Mess I wouldn't do this. Oh, man. This has been, hello. Hey,
Hi.
Alex, you have to do the intro.
You're right.
One last time.
I could do it.
One last time, Alex.
Turn it up just to break everyone's ears.
Don't break everyone's eardrums.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to The Keel Show. I am your host, Alex Keel. Alongside me, the inside of the insiders, Tyler Keel.
Hello. Hello, everybody. One last time. So,
I'll put my levels back to
for those that don't know and are probably a little confused, why the heck are we doing this right now? This is obviously after our usual Monday night show.
Yes.
And also the camera's
This is
tilted because Mom knocked it over.
That's
Our
fine.
Mom's here. Mom's repping her swag out there. Hi, Mom.
There she is.
I don't know if you guys can hear
She's
her.
listening.
She's there. But yeah, no. So we've been in the show for 3.5 years. She brought us champagne
Yes.
and everything, and pizza, which we didn't want to eat on the show because the last time we ate on the show, Alex, the
Did
Leafs
not
lost in Game 7.
It did not end very well.
I did not. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing I don't think people realize. I did not drink as nearly as much as I thought I was going to that night. I think I may have only had 5 beers during that game.
I was proud of you.
Well, 3 of them were on the show. 2 of them were after the fact. But man, it was. Oh, that was rough.
It was a rough one.
So yeah, so we wanted to, but the reason why we wanted to do it this way because we started on this on.
This is our show.
This is our show.
You know, not to say anything against 12 ounce or anything like that, but this is our show. It's got our name on it. It's our YouTube. Before we get into anything, do again want to shout out 12 Ounce Sports for having us as a live show for Monday nights, 2.5 hours in your homes,
And
your
then
car,
and
wherever.
Thursdays as well.
As well as Thursdays, you know, we did live show as well as on demand. You could listen to us in your car. I did that a lot when I wasn't on the show. I would, you know, with my
Which is funny
job,
because one thing we didn't really realize is something I've already started realizing when I'm doing this Lockdown Capital show is that we would do this stuff at night.
Yes.
So by the time morning comes around, almost everything was outdated. All the live reactions or whatever was outdated.
Well, yes, but I mean that's just how it works. You know, if you don't want to, I mean, you can go back to one of our shows in 2018 and be like,
Holy cow!
huh?
Like
Tyler doesn't like Gary Bettman or NBC,
NBC, Batman, Enforcers,
Marnergate,
Marner Watch. Did we? We were still in the podcast.
Yes. I was
that-
so sick. I was so sick of talking about Mitch Marner.
Then.
I hated him. Still kind of do.
So for those that those who actually were watching this whole thing here saw the first couple clips. That was when we say Nana's Basement. That was Nana's Basement.
That was Nana's Basement.
Our first track. So the Keel Show was the original show, obviously. It was
Keel
only
Show.
supposed to be like 10, 15 minutes of us talking, like most stuff. And you know, it was a good idea. It was a good concept. And then we did our, I think was it the Olympic preview?
It was the Olympic
And we did an
preview.
hour
It
and
was
a half, and
hour
we're
and a
like,
half.
we could do this.
You did, and I was like, okay.
And then
I guess we're doing this.
And then we did like hour and a half episodes. And I said to myself, we went to 12 Ounce Sports. I'm like, can we do 2.5? We can do 2.5 hours because
We've done an hour. We did.
well, that's what's funny when people are like, oh my gosh, 3 hours is so much. And I'm like, I will say this. There were a couple times during the off season I went maybe an hour, 15, hour and a half. But like there were episodes you and I, Alex, would do. Like we had to cut it down to get it to 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. Well, it also depended because when we did 2.5 hour shows, it's a lot easier when you have guests. And thankfully, Tyler has been able to curate and bring a lot of people on with a lot of different insight from different organizations, different points of view. You know, some that I didn't always agree with, some that I was kind of like,
Oh my gosh, how many?
In any case,
how many shows did we? Or go ahead, I'll let you finish.
But in any case, it was good to have him on because, you know, there were definitely days where I told Tyler, I was like, Tyler, I didn't watch anything. I didn't watch any games, highlights, nothing like that. I'm going to be depending on the script. I'm going to be talking to our guests, you know, as best as I possibly can.
Yeah.
And I mean that's just a credit to what he does. Tyler has been the producer, the editor. He runs the show, and that's why when I took a job where I wasn't going to be able to do the show, I was fully confident in Tyler just being like, Tyler, this is your show. You take it. You run with it. Thankfully, I was able to get in here for the last one because it just makes the most sense. And actually, kind of timing-wise, it is almost perfect with hoping everything goes considered. But in any case, this has been a journey. And I'm very happy that we have been able to, you know, go on this journey. You know, obviously our friends and family, they've known about our show. Some people watch it, some people
Dad's
don't.
on the chat already.
Dad,
listen.
Dad's
Dad
been
was
on the
like
chat.
all those people that I can't say people that should have changed over. I'm like, I can't go back in time and tell people that.
Yeah, Dad's been on the chat. By the way,
Yes.
the hat I am wearing is the good old-fashioned Grand Rapids Dam Breakers hat. It is the Whitewater Project, partnering with the West Michigan Whitecaps to break the dams that are in Grand Rapids, Michigan, to make it actual rapids.
The Grand Rapids. Preserve the Grand Rapids.
Preserve the Grand Rapids because they are rapids, after all. It's not just a bunch of itty-bitty dams that make the water look all pretty.
Yep.
So, yeah, that is a hat I'm wearing.
Alex has worn, well, yeah, I don't think you've worn a hat every show.
I haven't worn
Well,
a
pardon
hat.
me. Well, excuse me. Well, there may have been a few original TKS episodes that you didn't wear a hat. But
No.
since we started doing this live, part 2, if you will, of this show,
Sure.
you've worn a hat every single time. Now,
Yes.
when we did the podcast, you
Well-
never knew.
Well,
except for those
it was the
videos.
matter of, for one, when you wear these headsets, or even when we had, I just didn't want to do my hair all the time. I really didn't. I was
never
lazy.
do my hair, as you can tell.
Well, that's just.
Thank
I mean,
God. Well,
I'm a hats
people,
guy.
As
I
people
like.
saw that from that intro, it's a darn good thing I started cutting my hair because boy,
It was getting
that
there
got out of
sometimes.
control easily. Mom's laughing over here because she remembers it.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
looking like a freaking.
It was a mop.
Dwarf.
And that was my first year broadcasting too. I think it was year 2. I said, I should probably clean up my appearance.
Probably
Get a real, actual nice coat, not just my hoodie sweater. Wear
good-
nice shoes.
get a professional
Wear
headshot.
a watch. Professional headshot came in, I think, year 3 because that's when I started. Hey,
Also,
I
you
can actually
got-
do this.
Also, you got the one from your wedding, so that was a cheap one.
That was the point.
Well,
And
not
we
a
worked
cheap
that out when I was like, hey, I'm gonna need a professional headshot. And for some reason, Bethany forgot to tell me that my bow tie was crooked.
It's fine.
It looks asymmetrical. It looks nice.
But yes, this show started out in Nana's basement as the Keel Show. Then it went on to the podcast where it was TKP, the Keel Podcast.
Which you, for some reason, did not want us to use because we represented the Turkish Communist Party. Remember that?
Yes.
Don't use hashtag TKP because we're like with
Don't
with
use
Turks.
hashtag TKP because this is the Turkish Communist
So we
Party.
had to say the whole hashtag
the Keel Podcast.
the cool podcast. Yeah, that was.
Keel Podcast. Not
Dad,
cool,
Dad,
not
Dad gave me
cool.
permission to say cool,
Keel.
and I did it on my Lockdown Capitals this morning. So as long as I got to get in the habit of that.
Fair enough.
But yeah,
And now we're the Keel Show again.
well, for now.
Till now.
So-
Till done.
So we mentioned a few of the guests that we had. I'm gonna try to go through more of them. Nick Alberga was another.
Steve Dangle again.
Steve Dangle was the first one. Had him on twice. I looked up one first featuring Alex. Oh, that's you, Alex.
Yeah.
And one of your guest appearances. Gosh, we did a show in a moving truck. I remember
We
that.
did a show in a movie.
Matthew Estevez.
That was my most recent appearance, except for right now.
Nathan Strauss. I remember Nathan after the UMass National Championship. Oh my gosh, Melody Daou. Melody Daou and Digit Murphy. Obviously, Digit's had some things over the past, but Melody Daou was still one of my favorites. I think I scared her away because I sent her an email after Canada won the gold medal asking her to be on the show, and I sent it, and the subject line in all caps was "Congratulations," and I think she may have thought it was spam. Probably thought it was. Eric
Congratulations! You've won the lottery. Click this link.
Todd.
We're working on it.
Todd Little.
Yeah, we have to have the peanut gallery
Andrew,
in some way or another.
Andrew Buchanan from The World's Longest Game. That was a fun show. And these are just from, guys, and this is the worst part, these are just from this year.
Yes.
From just so many different people. John Hoven, The Mayor's Manor. I'm trying to think of some that I can think of cuff. We had Scott Powers on. He was the first guy from The Athletic. Ken Wiebe, oh my goodness, from the Winnipeg Jets, or from Winnipeg.
Ken Cal.
Well, did we count 3 times?
3.
We're counting 3 times. Jack Michaels.
At this point, there's too many to
Jim
list.
Jackson from the Philadelphia Flyers. Chris King, who we've had a couple times on. Pete Weber and all that stuff. But I think, Alex, it is time to cap things off by...
Jesus Christ! I think you put a hole in the ceiling.
Jesus. That thing came out. Even Wixie's down here. What the hell, Dad?
What thing? We're under fire. Take cover. She's literally under your chair now. I'll let you. I'm surprised it didn't make a mess.
Because I was holding it.
Well, you'll probably make a mess.
I was holding on to it to make sure.
Now you're going to make a mess.
There we go.
I'll just take mine. Thank you.
Here, Wixie, come here, baby.
I drink enough wine.
Come here. Wixie's cowering underneath my chair. It's okay, baby girl. Okay, can I pick her up? Here, come here. Here we go. Ready, Wix? 1, 2, 3. Watch your head. Just don't move your head. Watch the cords.
I can't watch the cords. My head's on my face.
Hold on. I gotta set her down. Hold on.
There.
Wix. Hold on. Here, hold my cord. Hold my cord.
I'm holding the cord.
There we go. There's baby girl.
Here.
Hi. Oh gosh.
Do this now.
Here.
And
there we go.
And bam.
Hi, baby girl. And
look at that mug.
Oh, look at this. Oh.
All right, and with a little bit of bubbly, we cap off our show. To everyone that has paid attention to our show, if you are a recent watcher / listener, if you have been since day one, with our European fans or Austrian fans, or
hold on, before we let it go,
ones.
Alex, I think we would be remiss if we didn't do this.
What?
Favorite episode.
Favorite episode.
I think we have to do a favorite episode. My wife's probably pissed off that we're still going, but I don't care.
You know what? I don't.
This is my last one, Kelly. Monday nights are free now until I, bring it back in 3 months.
Yes. I would have to say my favorite episode. Gosh. I think my favorite episode has to be the NBC episode.
One with the biggest hits, the most hits we've ever had.
The reason why was because I loved talking about that entire thing during, that time. The whole deal. Either that or the concussion episode. I can't remember which one it was.
You like the heavy topics.
I do like the heavy topics because we
but...
can get really deep into it. And that was the reason why I also like that episode is because that was the first episode, like you said, that we got huge, heavy hits for a lot of views, a lot of listens, and kind of like, well, shit, we can do this.
Yeah.
Like we can make a thing out of this, man.
Yeah. That was, I think, the biggest part was the fact that we had that many views. And the crazy part was, folks, we didn't have that much issue with the TKS, but there was a stretch during the Kuehl podcast days when there were episodes, because there was no time limit back then. We didn't have a time frame. We would just do as much as we could. There were shows that we literally ended early because we were going to punch each other.
Yes.
There were legitimate episodes that we had.
There was
one time that Katie and Kelly were down there, and they were looking at us like,
you two need to chill.
They looked like they were going to have to be referees. We were actually going to fight.
No.
And
well, I mean,
I still remember, what was the one I literally looked at you, we sat there for like 5 minutes saying nothing, and I looked over and I said, I love you. I just said, I love you, just to try to clear the air, because there was also,
I can't remember what episode that was, but there was one episode too. I think it might have been it wasn't the Bettman episode. It was one. There was one episode. I can't remember what it was. I'll have to go back in the archives. But there was an episode where I literally reached over, I pressed the pause button on the record thing.
Oh yeah.
And I told you to shut the heck up. I told you. Well,
there was more words than that.
In less words. Shut the heck up, because you were going off and ranting about nonsense, and it was
there's a lot of that.
Well, to a degree, I can deal with nonsense,
who
but
texted me?
you were just going off, and I was like,
Here, do you want to put Wixie down? She looks uncomfortable now.
All
I
right,
think.
well,
You actually
come here,
go over to
sweetie.
Uncle Alex. Maybe you'll be happy over there. There you go. Now she's happy. Now she's like, ooh, bubbly.
But yeah, no, there were definitely times doing this show that just didn't want to be on.
Kelly, you can eat your food without us.
Oh my god,
She's texting me. She's getting hangry.
the freaking peanut gallery. You're always hangry.
Well, I'm always hangry. I'm the hangry one. Oh, do you want? She had. Oh boy. Now she just texted. Did she text me again? Oh lord.
Maybe.
Oh boy. She wants the pizza. Hey, go get the pizza. No one's stopping you. My favorite episode. Oh gosh.
What is your favorite episode, Teach? You can't pick the same one.
The first, the NBC ones, I liked the ones that were actually kind of funny. A lot of them with Peyton were fun. I think the first one with Harrison was so weird because it was just, I didn't know what to expect from him, but he was very open about everything. Like I said, I'm serious, guys. When I met Harrison, I met him at a women's soccer game, Davenport Fair State. He just came down with them, and I said it when we were doing the show that he offered me a chance to call a Ferris game when I first met him, like within 10 minutes. It's mostly true. It was like an hour. Like, I met him, we talked, he said, oh, yeah, I'm the broadcaster here for Davenport, I have my own hockey show, and I knew of Harrison because when I was sending all my stuff out to college teams, I looked to see where they broadcasters. I knew Harrison was there. And I'm like, oh, you're Harrison White, you're the play broadcaster. That's cool, nice to meet you, my name's Tyler, whatever, and I said I call hockey as well. I'm like, here, send me your stuff. And I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. And he's like, yeah, send it to myself and Rob, and because I may need you 2 Saturdays from now when we have a game. We're almost done, Kelly. Yes, what'd I say, 10 minutes? I'm sorry. Quick, I'm almost done, okay? I'm almost done.
Go.
Kelly, this
Just
is my
keep
last
going.
one,
Just
okay?
Keep going. Just keep going.
Well, I love you. Oh, wait, hold on. Is she giving me the... I can't tell if that's the look of she wants to kill me or if that's the look she wants me to hurry up so...
She don't want to kill you. She also don't want to kind of smile. Don't smile.
Do you want to come say some words on the show? Why is she giving me that look? Is there more water? Oh, okay. Then go eat.
Go eat.
Oh, we're eating the pizza together. Okay. So long story short,
fine.
okay. So back to the story. Harrison, we meet. I'm almost done. I was finished with it, but you stormed into the dang studio. Why did I not put a lock on that door?
I drink.
Why did I not put a lock on that door? Anyways, I meet Harrison. We talk or whatever, and about 5 minutes before I went to air on the broadcast on the Dan, and he comes into the booth and he says, "Hey, you didn't think 2 Saturdays from now? I made someone to call Fair State Hockey." And I'm like, "Huh?" At this point, I should not have been anywhere near an NCAA booth. And I'm saying that in the most humble way I possibly can sound now. But that was the truth. But my favorite...
As a color commentator, he was worth it. He was ready for it. But anyway.
Oh, color's... Like I said, color's easy. You just ramble on about nonsense.
Keep going.
Favorite show? Gosh. Oh, Witch's Brew. Yum. Oh, no. Oh, no! Hey! Oh, she did buy it, though. So, anyways. Oh, gosh, my favorite episode. I really think... I'll be honest with you, Alex. Maybe it's because it was just the fruition of so much work, but that Detroit Trivia Battle of the Century was fun because I am a Leafs fan. I cheer for the blue and white,
but
I was born a Red Wings fan. I have a Chris Osgood poster there. I have Steve Eisman poster here. I have this Gordie Howe banner that just happened to have Gordie Howe on it behind me.
Signed Detroit Red Wings goalie mask.
Signed by Peter Mrazek. I have a
the
Peter
original
Mrazek.
six
I have the
thing up
Peter
there.
Mrazek picture up there when he was with the 67s because my dad got it because he knew I would love Peter Mrazek.
Yeah.
At the
Got
time,
Stevie
he was the
Y
Griffins.
there.
But
You
yes,
got a
I do
lot
have
of
Leaf
stuff.
stuff. But that was cool for me because it got me to go back down. It gave me the opportunity to go back down memory lane to talk about the Red Wings and all the stuff that I knew. That's why it was so much fun for me because it was like, literally, Alex, I'm serious when I say this. 9 of those 10 questions that we asked. The only one that I was the Vladimir Konstantinov had 4 assists in the Sergei Fedorov 5-goal game. That was the only one I had to look up.
Yeah.
All the other
else was
ones I
from
knew by
memory.
heart, and I'm seriously not joking because I love hockey and I love this game. That's why I continue to talk about it. That's why I'm going to continue to talk about it on the Lockdown Network. At the same token, though, trust me, this week has been tough knowing that this was going to be the last show because I want to be able to put the same effort in to this show as I always did, and I just didn't think I'd have the time to do so. I have a wife. I have multiple jobs. Seriously, like my accountant's going to kill me. The amount of W-2s and I-9s I have to give him this year. And it just would not be fair to do a show half-assed.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that. That's why we're saying goodbye.
For now.
For now. Obviously, stuff can change. Things can happen. Someone may say, Tyler, you're not doing a show anymore. Here's $500 a show. Well, in that case, I will sell my soul to the devil and do the show.
Hey, don't tempt him.
Kelly's apparently going to find my soul and strangle it before it gets to that point. But that's why we're in
No,
the
she's
show.
going to sell it for more pizza.
Ooh, if it's Alfano's, man.
I've never had it. I'll have to see if it's good.
It's going to be good. But
Mom says good.
that's why it's tough. I don't think I was ever going to cry, but it's not easy saying goodbye. It's not easy saying that this show is over because I love doing the show. It was always fun doing the show. And I thank you all very much for listening to the show when we just doing the podcast, when we watched, whether it be the guy that remember, Alex, one of the first few episodes we did was we talked about what the Seattle team was going to be named.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
And then the one guy said, there was one comment that said Seattle Seamen. Oh, I miss those days when it was just us.
Still think Kraken's a stupid name.
But we said that in 2018, kids. We said that before it was cool.
But now I'm like, full-fledged. I'm still waiting for the Seattle Metropolitans jersey to come out, though.
They'll probably.
They have to.
When they get their outdoor game, Alex.
Their outdoor game. I want that to be a full-fledged alternate.
Dude, could you imagine a game there at Lumen Field?
Oh, it'd be amazing.
Dude.
Them versus Vancouver.
It has to be.
Perfect.
It has to be.
It has to be.
The Battle of the Blue-Green. Well, they'll change the... Well,
Yeah, that's funny, too. The two, Vancouver and Seattle. Both very
Well,
cool
Seattle's got that
tones.
blue-green thing. They got the Mariners.
Seattle's also got the red in there, too. But
yeah.
Anywho, for Tyler, I am your host, not always, but when it counts. Alex Keel, the inside of the insiders, taking us home. We've got none other with Off With Their Heads, the original theme song for the Keel Show.
I don't care if we get copyright dinged for this one.
We will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.